Hi, my name's Kris Soutar. Do you want to know exactly why footwork is so important in tennis? Watch these clips, see if you can see what the common things are, and then at the end I'll unpack it all for you. Okay, so in the coming days we are going to be unpacking everything within the footwork cycle. This is one of the ways that I would analyze technique through tactics, or to be fair, actually analyze everything. So if that sounds of interest to you, make sure you subscribe to the channel, get involved in all the comments because I want to hear how you analyze technique. Make sure you press that ding-a-ling bell thing so that you can get the notifications of when the new content goes up every day. So we're going to start with the most simple thing. So let's have a look at a backhand here. I've chosen 3 from that selection of clips that you saw in the intro. So the first thing to unpack is that after split step, when Djokovic has hit the ball, the first thing Andy needs to do is attempt whenever possible to beat the bounce. Now there are 4 different things you can do when you have time behind the ball. I'm going to unpack them one day at a time. So today we're going to talk about a basic transfer. So this might be the closest you would get to a conformed model. And if you don't know what that means, check out the video link above. So Andy will do his very best effort to beat the bounce. Now because the ball has been up the center, he's pretty much already there. So you can see that classic shoulders turned, neutral stance, and he is about to transfer his weight into the ball. Now if I rewind back to get into that position, he's pretty much just shuffled his feet around. So there are other footwork steps that I'll unpack as the days go on based on the demands of the game. So we'll see Andy's in this position, he transfers his weight onto that front foot and rotates around that front foot. Now the next thing to bring to your attention is what he does with his left foot. Because he needs to push to the right, he will impulse off the left. And that's a very simple principle, but I think it's one that we could spend a little bit more time doing. Is at the end of that footwork, the hitting phase within the footwork is impulse in the opposite direction, or from the opposite direction of where you want to go. So if you want to go right, you push from left. If you want to go diagonally back right, you push from front left. So you'll see that Andy, because he's dominating the center, he has not had to recover too far. So that is one example. So now if I move to the next one, you'll see here I've chosen one that is a little bit more under time pressure. So let's have a look and see the footwork that Andy uses to get to the ball. So he impulses off right because he wants to go to the left, and then he has to break into a few run steps. Now let's go back here. So let's count them. So this ball is going to take him out to around this position on the court. And let's have a look. So we've got 1, 2, 3 steps to go, pretty much 13.5 feet. And you'll see he has chosen to go, again, it is a transfer of weight, but he's gone from a completely closed stance, which a lot of people would say you should never play off a closed stance. In the coming days, you'll see when Andy plays a lot of his diagonal back ball, he's actually off, I don't know what you even call it, is it past closed, very, very closed. So have a look and see, again, he uses that stance, and he does rotate out of it, but because he is under a little bit more pressure, he is, I would say, applying his conformed technique, but there's a bit of an adaptation there. So you'll see that he is just really using his shoulders to bunt that ball back. Now watch the left foot, he needs to apply, boom, there's the application, and the recovery is a shuffle step. So let's have a look. So we've had running to get to the ball, but because he's played cross court, he will just do a little shuffle. I cannot believe that phone is gone.
0, 1, 5.
I'm just going to leave that in. I don't have time. I don't have time to do multiple takes. So let's have a look again. Shuffle, back into position. And then the last one, again, split step. Now what we've got is a forehand, so let's have a look at the steps. Shuffle, shuffle, maybe a little bit cross behind, shuffle. So he's in position, he's beaten the bounce. He's there, he's waiting for the ball. And then he will transfer. Now, a lot of people would call that maybe a semi-open. It certainly is in relation to the incoming ball. And that's, I think, the most important thing to think about the stance. It's in relation to the ball, not the court. So that's a semi-open compared to the ball. And then he transfers his weight. Now, this is a more aggressive shot. Transfers his weight. And then brings that speed to the ball, plays a winner. But you see already he was actually moving in the direction. So what have we had in there? So we've got the split step, we've got that opposite force principle. To initiate any movement, you need to push from the opposite direction. So if Andy was pushing to the left, he pushed from the right, and vice versa. He had, in 3 different shots, different steps to set up. He had pretty much tiny little adjustment steps on the first one. He had to break into 3 run steps in the second one, and he's had to do a kind of shuffly around the back of the ball on that last one. So, and the recovery, he is pretty much done. There was only one where he really needed recovery, and that was a double shuffle back towards the center of the bisection of angles. If you don't know what that talks about, check out the video above again. So that is one transfer. Tomorrow we're going to talk about a different one called a jump within the hitting phase. It's quite similar to transfer, but there's something different happens. I'm sure you can guess by the title. So make sure, comment below. I want to hear what you call these techniques, because all around the world people call them different things. I want to hear what you call them. I want you to share ideas, get involved. I really want to use this channel now to start engaging. Okay? Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.